Have you ever wanted to put vinyl on a canvas for awesome home decor, office decor, classroom decor, but not quite sure how to do it? Let's dive into today's video and I'm going to show you exactly how. Hey, I'm Megan Elizabeth, founder and creator of the She Makes Club and ByMeganElizabeth.com, and I'm super excited to make these signs with you today, but I'm also going to talk to you about what went horribly wrong and mistakes that you can avoid, or ways that you can do things. So today I'm using this Make Market matte gold vinyl. Just picked it up at Michael's. It was on super sale for like $2.50 a roll, and I thought this could be great because I make canvas and vinyl signs all the time. I'm going to use this 6-pack of 14-inch by 14-inch canvases. It was a super value pack. Again, on sale at Michael's. It was awesome. And I'm going to paint them all in this black chalkboard paint because I'm doing this for my friend's classroom. She's teaching statistics and math and geography and something else at a private Christian school. She's one of my dearest friends, and she was like, I need help. And I was like, I got you, boo. And then I was like, we're going to make this in, an hour and it'll be great. Wah, wah, wah. Spoiler alert, several hours later, we came up with this, and I think it turned out really great. So what I'm doing, it's just a thin coat. Like, I'm squirting this chalkboard paint directly onto these 14 by 14-inch canvases, giving it a good coat, and then setting them aside to dry. Now I'm going over to my Cricut Design Space. She sent me exactly what she wanted on these signs. I was like, girl, I got you. This is awesome. You did them on white background, like you understood your assignment. So all I'm doing is going into Cricut Design Space. I'm cropping down the image of what she sent me. I'm reducing the colors to 2, and then I'm playing with this color tolerance because I just still play with the color tolerance constantly to see if it gives me a different result. And I'm going to show you in this video, see if you can pick out the different results that it gives. Cricut's also giving new ways to save or upload the image. So you can do multi-layers. You can do just the cut image. You can do the print and cut, and you can save it any which way. Just make sure when you're doing this and you go to cut it out, you switch it to a cut image, not just a print. Make sense? So I'll do this again. We're gonna crop this down just so it has the outside. I'm going to reduce the colors to 2 because I want it to just be a high contrast. Play with the color tolerance, it's fine. And then I'm just selecting to remove what I don't want to cut, the white background. And then I'm saving it as Classroom 1, Classroom 2. I'm just going to save each one of these until we get all 6 images uploaded. So again, they're all different math and statistics symbols that I don't know the names to. I'm a homeschool mom and I don't know the names to all of these, but eventually when it comes up and I need to know, I will learn. So here I just put the color tolerance to 0 and then selected and removed. So again, I'm just playing with it. I do know that having it on a color, reduce the colors to 2 colors really makes a huge difference for a cleaner, crisper image when I'm doing a black on white. I know that. But again, I was just playing with the tolerance just to kind of see if it would give me any bit of a different result. And as you can see, from 0 all the way up to 150, not terribly different. But I like to be able to show and like play with and see on these images what really matters. So again, just cropping it down. Then I'm going to remove the background, reduce it to 2 colors. This one I'm gonna shoot it way up high and just kind of see like 150 again. And then I'm just going to select and remove everything from the background. So when I click select and then I click over, and here I'm going to remove it down to 0 so you can see again. Does it make a difference? Not much at all. And I'm just doing that flat graphic versus the single or the multi-layer. And we're going to again go up to that operation and make sure it's set to cut, not print, as we go through each and every one of these symbols. There are so many different ways that you can go about doing this. You could do an auto remove background that you can see there in Cricut Access. I don't always find it gives me the cleanest result when I do the auto, so I just tend to go in and manually select what I don't want that background to be. It makes the biggest difference for me personally, but there are plenty of things that it will do its job and it will do it beautifully and do it well, and you don't have to worry about it. The other thing that you could do is, when you save this, you can save it as just a single layer graphic as well. You don't have to do the flat for the print and cut, because I am just cutting with this, and then you don't have to change that operation from print and cut to a basic cut. Now what I'm going to do is take each one of these shapes, and I'm going to do a max height. They're all going to be different widths, but I want the max height to be 10 inches each. So I'm just selecting each one, and I'm making sure that the proportions are on lock, and I'm clicking on it to make sure that the height of each one is 10 inches. So that means they're all going to be a little bit different in sizes, but as long as I have my 10-inch height, everything should be relatively proportionate and fit really well on the 14-inch by 14-inch canvas. See these ones that are different colors? Those were not set to basic cut. So now I just went in, changed them all to be sure they were on basic cut. I'm going to save this entire canvas as a classroom project and click Make It. Now this is going to come out on a bunch of different mats. I'm going to cut it out in my Cricut with this gold vinyl that I got from Michael's, and I'm cutting it out with the basic permanent vinyl setting in the Cricut. It should give me a nice kiss cut. A kiss cut is when it doesn't cut all the way through the backing sheet. It just cuts through that layer of vinyl and leaves the backing sheet intact, which is exactly what I want to have it do. And then as it cuts out each individual shape, I'm trimming it directly up to there and keeping that roll in place on the mat. I'm not even using the roll. Cricut actually has like a smart material vinyl roll kind of tray that you can put in the roll. I don't need to do that. I'm just letting the roll hang off the edge there on the mat and cutting out each individual one, and then maximizing the amount of materials that I'm saving by cutting it up really close to where the cut actually ended, and then just kind of keep going along. Hopefully that makes sense. If you have questions, always drop it in the comments. I'm happy to help. This isn't on reverse. We only do reverse when I'm doing HTV. This is going to be exactly how I want it to be. And now what I'm doing is weeding out the excess. Normally, if I'm doing it with paint, which we're going to talk about a little bit later, you're going to see what went wrong. I would get rid of the part that you see laying there and keep the excess on the outside, and that would be my stencil. But because I was like, we're going to do this as a vinyl sign, like I do these all the time. One of my very first Cricut videos here on YouTube was making a vinyl sign and sealing it with Mod Podge. I mean, I've been doing this for years. This one went a little different. So anyway, I should have been able to tell by the way it was like wrinkling and not quite releasing from the backing sheet or from the transfer sheet like others do. But I was like, okay, it's fine. You know, maybe the canvas is just a little bit bouncy. I'm just flipping it upside down, getting a good burnish. I even use my heat tool to kind of melt the vinyl, relax some of the bubbles a little bit. I don't want to melt the vinyl completely, obviously, but relax it and let the bubbles kind of come out. The heat tool is a great option for that. So I went through this, you know, it took longer than I thought, but it wasn't insane. So I got really excited. You know, I'm using the scraper tool, getting a good burnish, getting it all the way down. And like I said, I'm doing it on the front and back. So it's really, you know, maybe it's a little bouncy on this particular vinyl. It's a little different. I'm not thinking too much of it. I'm getting out those bubbles really quick. Any crease comes out with that heat gun. They look beautiful. I mean, it just comes out so easily, right? So as I'm going along and I'm doing each one of these, you know, I'm just going to transfer it on. I'm going to get a good, you know, a good burnish onto the transfer paper or the transfer tape that's there and press it down. I'm heating it up and I'm burnishing and I'm doing all the things, and they look absolutely perfect. So this is how I would normally do it when I use my Cricut vinyl or Oracle vinyl. This is the exact same process that I would use or do. And I will tell you right now, even being the exact same process, this vinyl reacted completely differently than I would have ever expected it to behave or to work with me. So normally at this point, once I have everything down, I'm going to take and seal it. And normally I take it outside or, you know, even in my craft room sometimes if the windows are open. And I just take Mod Podge and I paint right over top of the entire thing. I would do a nice thin but even coat of Mod Podge over top of the entire thing. It usually gives me brilliant results. But before I did that, I filmed this little video to send it to my friend Erin. I was like, look how amazing they are. They turned out so great. I just want to make sure you like them before I seal them. Do you want anything different? Is this what you had in mind or not in mind? I mean, you can just see there is that vinyl on there, and it looks amazing. There's no air bubbles in it. There's nothing wrong with it at all. We just didn't seal it yet. And I like to seal things when I know it's going to stay, as that sign, and I'm not trying to change things out. It just, allows from like moisture and other things to like get in the way or get involved. So she approved it, and I went out and sealed it. And the next morning, it was not good. Confessions of a crafter when things go absolutely wrong. Okay, so yesterday I have this amazing idea to go buy canvases and put vinyl on them, because I've done this 1,000 times in the past, for a friend who's decorating her teacher's classroom. We have to get it done today and Monday. Back to school night's Monday night. So we have today and we have Monday, and that's all we have available to get this done. So I go and I'm like, oh, I'll have it done in an hour. First of all, as an experienced crafter, I should know that having it done in an hour means double that and then add an extra hour in case of all the things. Well, in this case, that all blew up in my face. So, of course, had some issues with Cricut, had, some different things that, went wrong in the beginning, just doing the vinyl. They turned out amazing. Sent her a video. I was like, oh, this is so cool. I'm like, they're great. Used gold vinyl on a black chalkboard painted canvas. Looked amazing. So I sent her it. I'm like, make sure you like it before I seal it, because that's what I always do when I do vinyl on a canvas, is I seal it, and then it's great, it's good, it's perfect, it doesn't move. Everybody's happy, except for in this case, because I decided to use a new generic brand vinyl that I had never heard of before, but it was really on sale, and I was like, it can't be that bad, it'll be great. So I seal it, go along my merry way, wait for it to dry, thinking I'm going to come back and I'm going to have these beautiful, amazing signs. Nope, wrong again. I came back to complete panic. Well, because I had already prepped the chalkboard, I already did the chalkboard in paint black and everything. I was like, I can't do the stencils the way initially I was originally going to do it, because when I do that, I usually do a reverse stencil. I put the image down with the vinyl, and then I leave the back of the canvas white, and then I go around it, and then I put the other side on. It turns out perfectly. Well, because I had already done this, and I'm like, I'm not doing this again, I'll just trace them with a gold paint marker and then fill them in with paint, thinking this is it, this is gonna be the thing, this is what's going to work. Megan, let me show you. Now, I'm not saying it didn't work, and I'm still trying to fix my little, this little corner here. And I probably shouldn't do this while I'm holding a video camera, because, probably not the best thing, but I'm trying to smooth this all out. This is now 6 coats of gold acrylic paint later, letting them dry each in between, because the black was so black. You can sort of see some of the black still through. If I hold it up, it's not terrible, but you can still see it. I'm going nuts. They turned out really cool overall. I'm waiting for some of them to still dry. You can see some of where it's not dry. Don't mess any more up. Hours later. I think we're getting there. I think we're finally getting there. But here it is. Don't wait till last minute to do these projects. I didn't really, because I just kind of found out about it. It wasn't, not that it's her fault either, but don't wait till last minute to do these projects. Always consider for additional mess ups, additional redos. Always consider for something to go wrong, and always use the brands and products that you're familiar with, and don't try to cheap out to use something that's on sale and new that you've never used before. That's all. Have a great day. Enjoy the moments. So here we go. Now they're all hand painted from tracing the vinyl that was there as a stencil. And I think they turned out really beautifully. What went wrong? This vinyl, for some reason, just shrank and peeled with the Mod Podge. It didn't seal. Don't ask me why. I don't know. But that's a lesson to me to keep using the Cricut, what I know works, sealing it how I know and how I know works. And if I'm not going to have the guaranteed results, then I'm going to have to know the stencil's not going to work the way I want it to. But I think this turned out absolutely beautiful. Erin loved it. She is well into her teaching school year and her classroom looks amazing. I can show you more videos and pictures if you want to see. Let me know in the comments. I did a lot of other things in that classroom. So if you want to see it, let me know. Thank you so much for watching today. I really hope that you enjoyed, learned what not to do, learned what works and what doesn't work. I'm going to even link the video here of the original Cricut vinyl sign video that I did way back when. If you like, please subscribe, share, enjoy the moments. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.